conversation will rule the nation on face-to-face basis when we blast off. It's real on the Ep4. On the turf of the court, yeah, we here for the sport, so take your mask off. So I can hear your ass talk. Let me hear you explain. Hold the thoughts on your brain. Is your ass smart? Spit facts and real talk. I need that shit from the street that make you think real deep and take a long walk. This podcast is hella lit with my man JD Fence and Schizo Blizzard.
What it do, family? Back at it again, man. You know what it is, man. This is type of Mask Uncovered podcast. Back at it, man. J Defense in the building.
Hollywood Skiz, another episode. About to see some more interviews in the near future. Surprise for you next week. Week after maybe again. So we got it rolling a little bit with these interviews coming up. We getting in our bag now. I told you all, be patient. It'll get better. It's a process, We just got on the bike and trying to ride it. That's all. Training wheels come off next week. That's all.
We're going from the paper bag to the plastic bag. Then we're going to go ahead and move it up. The bag, just stay with us as we grab these bags, baby.
We going from E&J to Henny 1 week.
Christian Brothers, baby. You can't skip Christian Brothers.
Remember that?
Now, is Christian better than the E&J? That was a battle back in the days. I think E&J had top out Christian Brothers. Real talk.
Man, that shit both you was doing bad, but
I think you only needed $1.50 or something for Christian Brothers. I think you need to double that.
You might be right. About this, not too much, maybe 50 cent more. E&J, VSOP and shit.
Listen, 50 cents, 50 cent.
Damn, Christian Brothers, bro. You went way back with that shit. I remember that shit.
I know
nigga.
A young lady used to date this dude, man, and he used to chug E&J, and he used to chug Christian Brothers, and Shorty used to feel like old boy had his shit together. No, I ain't gonna lie, she thought that Christian Brothers was alright. Like she thought it was better than E&J, and I'm like, listen, they're both bottom. Yeah. But like E&J was like, if you was drinking stuff like that, E&J was top of the line for that bottom, for that tier of liquor. E&J was the best you could get.
And niggas was drinking Cisco back then. Remember, all that shit was back then. That liquor could kill you back then and shit if you drank too much of it. You drank too much of it. Yeah. That should kill you. I almost died off Cisco one night. Shit, nigga, I'm like, man, this is poison in my shit.
Yo, I had a young blood, man. I ain't gonna say his name, but
you say young blood. You know you over 40. Young blood.
Yo, a young boy. Now one of my youngest, he ain't really, hang, get down like that, drink like that, but he wanted to try that Cisco.
Yeah.
Man, we got him. In fact, Shaw Knows was there too. Yo, shout out to Chavez, beat by Hoop. Baz, you remember this story? You had a bottle of that orange Cisco, and somebody else did, and y'all was leaning on the car, throwing up, like, bent the shit, because old boy wanted to go ahead on give it a shot.
Used to throw up off Bud Light, nigga. I know you watching.
Yeah, shout out Beats by Hoop, man. Yo, that intro, man. Banger. We're going to keep it moving, too, man.
But I want to get into that shooting in the supermarket in Buffalo. That shit is scary right now, man. It seems like we under attack. You can't go anywhere. We so focused on each other when we go places like nigga come through the door. We got our eyes on them. And it's all other different cultures and races at us, man. It's a scary time for us right now, I think. And it's getting worse because there's no unity. And they know it's no unity. And that's the best time to attack us, man, when we focus on so much more. And no type of unification. And I don't know the solution. If anybody know it, tell me. But we endangered species, man. Wake up. Niggas need to wake up for real, man. Let that motherfucker kill.
What I feel that's sad, man. Like, obviously, anybody losing their life to senseless violence is...
And sorry to cut you off. My condolences to the family,
Fact.
How many people was it? 10?
Yeah, facts. But the idea that you have, Caucasian people that feel like they can actually take that type of action, where it feels like minorities, it's almost like it's a far-fetched idea for us to even, not saying anybody should do it or what have you, but you rarely see, you know, some guy, some, minority that's saying, okay, let me go to a white neighborhood and just kill Caucasians. And for what reasons? Like when you look at something like in the Buffalo shooting, that guy is standing up straight and tall, like not a shock, not what they call the taser, like not a
the dude who killed
not a pellet bullet wound, or not like
not
no
a punch
nothing.
in the face or spit in the eye.
He
nothing.
Walked out the way he walked in, and it's just tragic to even think that that's still possible. Like, but it tends to lead to the lens of they can operate how they want in our community, but you'll be hard pressed to see minorities be able to go into certain communities without even being tracked, watched. They said this kid was there a couple of days before. He scoped out the scene or what have you. It's almost like if you drive to Newton, you already have police behind you. If you drive to Wellesley, whatever neighborhood you could think of, if you a minority and you're driving anywhere, it's damn near like, yo, you're stopped before you could even breathe or think about acting on such a violence. That's what just took me.
They ain't having that shit nowhere else, just us. And until we can figure it out together, it's nothing we can do. I mean, it's always a few people who stand out and try to help for the cause, but a few people can't help us as a people, man. Everybody else sticks together, man. There's no laws. We don't have no one black leader. We got about 5 black leaders, different clusters. So we fucked up in the game, man. It's real bad. And it's getting worse, man. All we got is talk shows and people who talk about it, but ain't no actions, man. It's just people with big mouths and elegant speeches, man. That's all, man. We in fucking trouble.
I don't say that, but go ahead.
I mean, I really think they need to really put some backing to federal legislation to protect us. There is, like a hate crime law, but if they're not really putting a lot of, heavy sentences and sanctions, and people are pretty much getting a slap on the wrist, or an outlier, will get, time in jail, and it's not consistent. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, these unfortunate people that died was doing something that we do every day. They were in the grocery store to buy food for their families. And like you said, how could he walk in one way and walk out the same way? Like, where was the police? Where was the SWAT team? Where was, all of this force to come and get a shooter? And I just really think, as much as we don't want to really admit it, we are a forgiving race of people. And we're very open to other races and want to welcome people in. But we are so targeted that no one really wants to look at the history behind, our people and why we are not protected. When there were laws on the books that kept us enslaved, that kept us like prisoners. So it's just a bad situation. And who knows how much time this boy is going to get. He took 10 senseless people. He took 10 people away in a senseless act. And 10 families now have to bury a loved one. And one of the families actually had a funeral today for the first victim.
But like I said, man, they ain't gonna stop. All we do, like you said, is talk about it, man. They ran down them Asians. They stopped that shit immediately. I think Biden put out executive orders. Fucking stop fucking with them, man. We talking and singing the same song we've been singing because they ain't helping us. There's no laws. Nothing's getting passed. And if it is, it's still in legislation. I mean, it seems hopeless to me.
I mean, to be honest, I think they'll start listening when we really start fighting back.
Right.
Like when we really start walking around with legal firearms and really taking action, then the government will have no choice but to step in and try to intervene to do something about the situation. But we know every time something happens, unfortunately, and no knock to people that want to pray about it and give it to God, because that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying at all that that's wrong. But that's part of why people keep doing us the way that they do us. Because we always go to a place of forgiveness first and we really want to work it out. But that's not how people are reacting to us or acting towards us. They're really coming with this violence and this separation and, we're taking their jobs and we're doing this and we're doing that, and they just come with so much hatred towards us. And it just seems that we always want to come back in a more peaceful way until there's something tragic that happens. And we really need to look at how we are protecting ourselves.
Let it be another nigga though. We running up on him though. Let another nigga do something to us. We all in this shit. Fuck.
It's just so ironic that we're not protected anyway whatsoever. Like you said, like, okay, you go into any white superstore, whatever, it's probably like 6 cops, 12 undercovers, it's, armed police guards or what have you, and Wellesley or what have you. You go to Shopping Mall up in Grove Hall or something like that, it's like security from, he's like 48 years old or something like that, but he's ready to smoke weed with you when they get off, stuff like that. It's kind of like, that's one aspect. And then, like you said, the other aspect is like we're attacking each other too. So we're quick to pull guns on one another. We're quick to see, a gang of people and we're pulling out guns and we're shooting, what have you. Then it's like it's 1 or 2 cops that come, not saying do anything bad, what have you, but they're more afraid of that boys in blue, stuff like that, or they're more afraid of like the white neighborhood. Like even in LA, like after the riots and all that stuff, like what were they doing? Burning down their own community. Like like we're so angry, frustrated about what they were doing to us. And what was our reaction? Our reaction wasn't to go back to the area or to hurt them back. Our reaction is to do what? Hurt ourselves, hurt each other. So part of that is our mentality amongst each other. Like it's almost like we're buying into the idea that we're nothing, that our lives are meaningless. Like some of us are really thinking that white is right, and this isn't a race thing as far as like we're racist or something like that, and we're not saying that white is bad and black is good. And so this is just the idea of just the mentality that we carry that was pushed upon us, that black is always negative. The black cat, Black Monday, Black Friday, all of these things like that. So we just got to start elevating our minds to start moving and thinking that our lives, Black Lives Matter. That's why that's a great movement and so forth. So I do think that there are issues out there. There are people pushing, and it's better today than it was yesteryear and so forth. But we just got to continue to push that narrative that we are better and can do better.
I also wanted to kind of highlight the way the media is actually talking about that senseless shooting. They're categorizing it as shooting in Buffalo. That was a mass shooting. If it would have happened in a school, they would have called it that, a mass shooting. So why was this situation minimized? Because it happened in a black community.
I can't lie. Now I actually seen mass shooting when I went on the news myself. I'm not saying that you didn't see Buffalo shooting, but I seen mass shooting. If I look it up, it'll say mass shooting in the media.
Maybe, but it's guerrilla warfare. Anyway.
Well, all I'm saying is it's time for solutions now. I don't think it's no better than it was. They just give you a little sample of how it could be better, but I don't think it's no better, man. We still brainwashed.
Yeah. But before we even move on further, I mean, I think that we should have tapped it off. We still can. Well, let's see what you got for the drink of the day for the family.
We got
man.
into all this shit. Sorry,
Yeah,
you know.
You
We
got
still
something?
got the drink of the day. Y'all know what we do. What help make us. Today I got something for the ladies.
Ladies.
Yeah. I mean, I like it, but it's a lady drink.
Well, ladies
I
like
drink
it.
I call this Pink Lady.
Ladies.
I got the rose lemonade. That's a good picture.
Okay. So you just gonna chug that and then you're gonna be twisted?
Nah,
Oh.
here we go.
Oh, you gonna add something to it. I know what the ladies do. They usually drink that and then they twist it.
I gotta get a lady. We ain't got no ladies on the set today. I got the rye whiskey with it.
What you mean?
Rye whiskey, rose lemonade.
This nigga done lost this. You making? It was that rye whiskey lemonade with the ladies.
My Mercedes. Oh, 3 in the back, 2 if you. All right. Sorry it took so long, but try it, man. Try these drinks too. We coming out with a drink book too soon.
It's gonna be called Ladies.
Mama Sadie. Ooh.
You know what it is.
Back to it.
Yeah, that's the gang right there. You know we like that drink of the day, man. Again, I always support that, man. Try the little ladies drink. Even some of you little feminine ass.
Nah, that shit's alright. Excuse me, people.
Oh, they don't see you yet.
Damn, that drink.
That's what happens when you start having a ladies drink of the night. That's
You
why.
need to talk, man. Keep talking.
Yeah, you weren't even okay. We was alright.
Yeah, it was good. I'm back.
You could have stayed over there.
Let me get my drink.
And no, yeah, that ain't man. It's awful good. Anyway, back to the situation.
Back to them bum ass Celtics.
Now listen, that's exactly where I was about to go, man.
Wasn't
I know,
about to do shit.
like last week, like we said, or like I said, we already knew we was gonna beat Milwaukee 2 times in a row, which we did, and we about to beat the Heat. I might get a Heat another game, might. I doubt it, but I know that we probably gonna take these next 2. We're gonna take the next 2 in Boston.
They're gonna lose one. Jimmy Butler, I guarantee Jimmy Butler still one of them drinks. Best player in the series.
We'll put one of the ladies' drink on it. If I'll drink one of the ladies' drink, if you listen.
But it's actually, man, good drink. Y'all try this, man. It's not. It's a lady's name. It's not a lady's drink. I'm drinking. You see, right?
So you ain't gotta be a lady to have a lady drink. So it's
Nah,
almost like
man.
you ain't gotta be having sex on the beach too. Oh,
There
you
you
metaphor.
go, yeah, nigga. I told you got a high school
you
degree.
went to Southie.
Yeah.
Listen, ladies.
Shit's good. My Mercedes.
Yo, the Celtics,
Oh,
man.
3 in the back. 2 in the back.
Yo, real talk. Like, not just being a homer. Like I looked at us, especially early on in the season. I was one of those guys. Trey, one of those people. He made Doka the right coach for us. We was a game under 500. We were struggling out the gate. I was
Yo,
like,
Nia Long's his fiance?
Yeah, fact. They've been together for years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why I like her
Yeah.
even more. But it's like, and she had a cherry thong on at the game the last. And that's another story for another day.
Okadoka, what's his name?
But yo, real talk. I like sports. I'm a fan of sports, and I know that we wasn't built like that. I thought that we were struggling real hard. But after that turn of the year and watching us and looking at our team, like I really do not see another team that clearly I thought Milwaukee Bucks was the best team out there besides the Celtics.
Yeah.
So if anybody was going to win, I was like, I had the Bucks going all the way into the playoffs.
Middleton?
I said going into the playoffs.
Okay.
Going into the playoffs, I had the Bucks still winning it all. I know we was playing good, what have you. And when we got Brooklyn, I'm no genius or nothing. I wasn't sitting up there like, oh yeah, we're gonna beat. I'm like, you know what? Let's face them and see what happens. I think we could get them at 7. When we swept Brooklyn, and then when the Bucks lost Middleton, I was like, the Celtics. Although Milwaukee still was a great team, but
let me ask you a question.
That was the winner of the championship right there. Bucks Celtics in my eyes.
Who you get a blame to that loss on Brooklyn? Who takes the brunt of all of that?
Everybody want to say Kyrie Irving.
No, I'm asking you, nigga.
And that's what, let me finish. And
I'm
everybody. And I'm everybody. Yeah. And I'm everybody. Of course Kyrie's to blame.
Oh, this nigga. Why like this nigga? Never mind. Let's go to something else.
I don't see who else could be.
Motherfucking Kevin Durant.
Wow.
Why everybody keep letting that motherfucker off the hook? Like he get his credit when they win, he's the illest motherfucker since sliced bread. When they lose, it's Kyrie's fault. That nigga played horrible. The first game, if he'd have showed up, nigga, Kyrie did all he could. What could Kyrie did more the first game? Nothing. KD looked like a mess that first game. And then the second game, he was in that game. You got, what's his name, from Boston? Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown. He played a hell of a game. He played good enough. The role players played good enough that if we had a KD who's on his game, we would have won the second game. So where the fuck is all this Kyrie shit? Like, Kyrie's fault. Like, KD get the flowers when they win.
I see where you're going with it.
And they shit on someone else when they lose. Like, what are you talking about?
I see where you're going. You're talking about the actual play in the playoffs. So I could agree with that. No, I see what you're saying. Like, all right, Kevin Durant played horrible in the playoffs. You can put that blame on him. Like you said, heavy as the head that wear the crown. I wouldn't deny that. Now, where I was going with it is the reason why I said Kyrie, if that team had played together throughout the year, first of all, they wasn't a 7th seed. We know that. They wouldn't have faced the Celtics anyway. Yep. So it's a lot more to it. It's almost like if you played good in the first quarter, but you ain't do shit in the fourth quarter. So that's what I was equating it to. It's like, had Kyrie been Kyrie all season for the Brooklyn Nets, they would have been the 1st or 2nd seed, and they would have at least been in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I see where you're going. You're talking about just that series. Who would you put the blame on? Yeah. Kevin Durant played like shit. There's no denying that.
That's right.
I think team chemistry and all that other stuff played a part into how we won. But if you just want to say what player didn't show up or didn't perform as they should have, that's Kevin Durant.
It's his team when they win. It's KD did this shit. Now when they lose, Stephen A. he didn't have enough help. The fuck you mean have enough help, man?
Now, but we're saying that, do you not think that if Kyrie, do you think team chemistry had a part to play in that also? Like players that had to step up earlier in the season, and then they had to take a step back later in the season.
I do, but I think when you make it to the what was that, first round?
Yep.
And you got role players playing like they play. All we needed was we didn't need a great KD. All we needed was a good KD to make that series interesting, is what I'm saying. Because Bruce Brown played out his mind.
Yeah.
Seth Curry showed up, hit key baskets when he had to. All I'm saying is the role players did what they had to do. KD just had to do what he normally does. And I think they would have 7 games, they might have got through. But, of course, it would have helped if Kyrie was there in the beginning. But once you're there, shit, take advantage of it because it might not come again.
Now, let me ask you right now while we're on camera, it's 4 teams remaining. Who do you think is going to win the championship? Who do you think is going to win the East and the West?
Man, I'm so big on heart. That's what I grew up on. I don't see anybody with a bigger heart than Marcus Smart and them Celtics. Like, just the heart of a lion, man, usually wins you championships, man. And the defense is there. The best player in the series is, I said Butler, but Tatum's that dude too. And I see the Celtics. I definitely see the Celtics. I can see them winning it all. But no, Golden State still over there, boy. I forgot.
Yeah, but I think we match up well with them.
Shit, you never match up well to the champion. Shit, nigga. the niggas did it before. That means a lot, man. It's gonna be situations. The Celtics. This young team hasn't been in the chip, so playing in the chip.
We done been to 3 Eastern Conference Finals.
You heard me,
Chip
motherfucker. I said Chip.
Watch him move.
And Curry and that boy Clay and Green is situations that's going to happen in the championship where experience is going to get you through. I think so. I think it's going to be tough.
Good game. I can see Golden State winning a game.
A game?
A game.
Let's talk about something.
Maybe Dewey. Maybe Deuce. Boston went. Listen, Boston is clearly not being home. Boston just has that team, man.
I think they do, but damn, nigga,
and your boy Derek White. Derek White is about to be back too.
Man,
Kev G, that one was for you.
Look like boy, Charles White.
Kev G, that one's for you. Your boy Derek White about to show up. Now, I knew I had something going on. Listen, his wife, congratulations, y'all just had a baby. I think that had it must have been something on his mind the last 2 months. Because I'm trying to tell you, for that kid to have been playing like that, and then I heard he was out for personal reasons. I'm like, what the hell is personal reason? And then they came out and said, oh, his wife just had the baby, so he had to fly back home. So maybe, hopefully, that now you're relieved of that stress. I know that could be stressful. Just,
my wife had a baby in the bathtub. Man up. Nigga, play some ball. Fuck wrong with this nigga.
Yeah, it's some icy hot, man.
Karen White, play.
You gonna put icy hot on the baby? Listen, but all I'm saying is, now hopefully Derek White, whatever you was going through, now that you just had the baby, no excuses now, baby boy. It's time to show up Saturday night, which is Day Mañana.
We're gone next year anyway. We're gone next year.
Nah, we gonna have him for a few more hours.
Why?
I'm just saying, when the weather turn.
He playing with Bean down Washington Park next year. B&B out.
Nah, but either way, so I like the way we're kicking it, man. But we always like to tap it off, man, with what we like to call the Mask Uncovered question of the night.
Oh yeah, congratulations to Rihanna and ASAP Naki. I'm just saying, they had the baby May 13th.
With Derek White.
Derek White was
nice.
The doctor who. I don't know. Everybody knew, but I'm just saying congratulations to the couple. I'm baby making this month, so I'm like all the baby makers. And,
I'm gonna be back around your way again with your people. Let's hopefully we get you on the podcast. But
you got a case to beat, but yeah.
After that, because there's a lot of stuff going on down there. See, Casanova had to sit down like on something. He heard somebody sitting up there talking. So, anyway, Mask Uncovered, question of the night. And that's what my chick goes, boom, 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 boom. Either way, we see how things are starting to get back to normal after COVID, what have you. All you gotta do is turn on the news and just watch the traffic fucking jams at 6 a.m. in the morning, going east, west, north, south.
Man, I hate that shit,
man.
Fuck.
It's almost like years ago, man, a couple of years ago, no cars on the highway, people's going this way, that way. But right now we're looking at, now that it's so-called back to work and a lot of people quit jobs, a lot of people change careers, but what is the idea of working from home versus going back to work? Employees that want one or the other, and what are employees doing to people that are saying, okay, come back to work? How do you feel about the idea of working from home versus going in?
Myself, it never affected me. I was going to work every day. I worked for the railroad, so I never worked from home. My girl at home, and it's actually better because the kids are there, so it works better for her. Got the kids, saves gas, wear and tear on the car. Like you said, she could be more intimate with the kids, so she don't miss it. And shit, a lot of companies are saving money with rent and all that shit. So I think it works out for most than not. You know what I mean? Going back to work, shit, it's gonna cost the company more, the employee more heartache, the hustle and bustle getting to work. So shit, it works out staying at home, from my perspective.
And I would say, because I'm one of the people, but I've always had flexible work schedules, pretty much. But either way, working from home the last few years, I'm looking at it, if the work can get done, if you're still getting the production and you have people that's coming into buildings that you're leasing, you're renting, a lot of companies saw that they could cut down that cost, still get the productivity
Mm-hmm.
from the employees. Why would you ever want to bring them back? Like, why would you want to, if as long as the work is getting done, why would you have another cost? Because now you're talking about, all right, somebody that has to get on the highway, be to work at, let's say, 8 or 9 in the morning. Now they have to leave that job at 5 or 6 or what have you to get back to pick up their kids or what have you. When if they're working from home, you're talking about in some aspects more productivity. They could probably log on at 8 instead of 9. They could probably log off at 7 instead of 6, because now that travel, I think in some aspects it could benefit the company. Also, the company don't have to spend as much on rent, leasing buildings, and so forth.
Electricity,
Having
everything. Yeah. Yep.
So I see that there's pluses and minuses to both, but I think that some employers are looking at it like, okay, well, this person may be home, and I don't know why the mentality would be that, because my idea is always, is the work getting done? If the work can get done, obviously we have hands-on jobs, like you said, you have a job where you have to be there,
Yeah.
but you're benefiting because if your wife can work from home, okay, that's cost of daycare, that's cost of gas, cost of so many things that you can.
My daycare, nigga.
Well,
But yeah,
but either way, some
yeah.
people, they don't have to. Well, you might be looking at that sooner
It'll
than
be-
later because you
won't be
just
no
have one.
productivity
Yeah.
for her job if
Oh,
she
yeah.
watching motherfucking kids.
But
But
yeah. There's definitely different angles to attack with that, and that's just where I want to go. Any ideas from the ideas?
I mean, I think that honestly, before this whole pandemic thing, I think for people that had never experienced working from home, I mean, I know for me, myself personally, I never thought that was a real job to work from home because you're used to what you're used to. But I think, this pandemic really changed everything as far as the level of stress that you was having when you had to get up and go into an office, the office politics that you had to deal with the unnecessary gossip and the unnecessary smiling in somebody's face and you can't stand them, but you work together, so you have to be
Backstabbing.
cordial.
Yeah.
All kind of stuff like that. So I think once that we were forced to be in a situation where people had to pretty much be in their homes for strong for 3 months. That first 3 months, it changed people's ideals of, okay, you know what? I really can work and get more done, but not have to deal with a lot of the office politics and bullshit that goes on at the job.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think a lot of people that want to push for going back into the office is because they have miserable lives at home.
Mm-hmm.
You have people that are in marriages they don't like. They got kids they could give two shits about, but they got them, so they got to feed them, but they don't want to be around them all day. So now it's like, you know what, I got to get a break from out of here and go to work. For what? If you think about it, most people don't come into their job and go sit at the desk and just start working from the time they get in to the time they leave. It's a lot of gossiping, a lot of talking about nothing, a lot of waste of time. But because they're not in their home dealing with what they should be dealing with, they're able to come to work and be miserable people. So honestly, I think that work from home is a fantastic thing. I mean, for the occupations that people can't work from home, like doctors, nurses,
Construction
you work on
workers,
the railroad,
mechanics.
Yeah.
they should get an extra in
Incentives.
Say that
salary
again.
or something.
You supposed to.
Yeah.
I'm
in
waiting for
order-
my shit.
because they don't have the opportunity to
Right.
be able to work from home.
Yeah, you
But I think for
supposed
the
to.
jobs that you don't necessarily have to be in an office, why not have the opportunity to work from home?
Also, it
think
fucked
it's a
up,
benefit.
fucked up a lot of relationships because you, like you said, you found out like I can't stand this motherfucker. Like I got married, to this mother, I'm with this motherfucker 24 hours a day now. Nigga, get a job or divorce, get another job.
But it's funny because I look at it too, like, all right, if you're at a company where it's not required, like in other words, the work can get done whether you're here or at home. I like the idea of a company saying, hey, do you want to come into the office? You're more than welcome. We have space for you. Because there are a lot of people that will say, I hate being at home. I want to go into the office. But then there's a lot of people like myself that has an office in my house where now I don't have to get up 2 hours early, shit, shave, shower, ride an hour of traffic, and so spend $60 a week to $100 a week on breakfast and lunch because shit, everything is more expensive either way.
You eat that bologna sandwich and shit you got.
Don't mind the bologna and cheese. I do not, but I'd rather cook it and eat it at home than to bring it into the shop. But either way, shit, I ain't never been scared to eat. I eat peanut butter and jelly for lunch.
I said
Almost
bologna,
every day.
nigga. You still got bologna?
Bologna is still a little bit better than the peanut butter. Anyway, back to the situation I had. So, no, but real talk, I don't mind if your company needs to fill some seats. If they feel they need to have some quota met, just, hey, anybody want? I talked to some.
So
of my
do you
peers
have bologna
and-
sickness?
I talked to a few of my peers, and some of them really do be like, you know what, I can't wait to go back to work, or I don't mind going back to work, or like I work better at work, and so forth, at the office, at the space, and I'm like, okay.
Personal reasons.
And there's a lot of people that's like that, and I'm like, okay, so there's people like me that's like, I do not want to be back in an office and give me my time. You know, it's okay to have both,
But I also think that people should, if people are adamant that they do want to go back in, then the option should be open for them. But if I don't want to go back into the office, the option should also be open for me. And if people are concerned about, the real estate market could crash because if these companies don't have to, if everyone's working from home, why would you continue to pay for a building that nobody's occupying? I can understand that.
Right.
My ideal for that is turn it into residential space. There's so many people that are looking for affordable housing. There are homeless people right now with the mask and cast that can't even find a place to live. They're on the street. Turn it into residential property and rent it. So that way you're not losing everything. I mean, it may not solve, all issues, but that is a resolution that could possibly help. But I really think that a lot of people are just busybodies. And they really want to go back into the office so they can just be busybodies. Like,
they missing out that affair they having, motherfucker missing.
Yeah, I was gonna say
That
the
too.
work
Second-
husbands and
yeah,
wives,
that's
and
what they missing,
that little
tight ass
kinship.
skirts and shit and wear
Uh-huh.
around. Now you got robe
Yeah.
on and a motherfucking scarf.
Yeah,
but
you ain't got dressed
You
in
doing
6
all
months.
that tight
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
now.
yeah. You sit up there, walk around the house with that holy ass long johns on, but you like to get up and throw your little thotty body on, or even some of these niggas,
Now
these
your
little
spouse
tight
is
ass,
thinking like,
the little 28 slims, the nut huggers and stuff like you want to.
Yeah, shit get goofy. Get goofy.
You getting a haircut to go back home. Yeah, listen, all y'all cats that live like that, live your life, baby. Leave mine alone. That's all I say, baby. Leave mine alone.
because to be honest with you, if I'm working from home and I normally will work an 8-hour day, I would actually work from home, but I would actually give you 10 hours just because I'm at home.
Facts.
I can give you 2 extra hours of work just because I'm at home. Because I'm not dealing with a lot of the stuff that goes on in the office.
Right.
So if I need to actually get something done, instead of me looking at my watch like, you know what, it's 4 o'clock, I'm out of here, I can deal with this tomorrow. Just because I'm working from home, I would actually finish that and give you that 2 extra hours. So
Right.
I'm already being more productive.
Right. Right.
You about to go back in hibernation? They got that monkey dick flu out,
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, man. They say they done 50 cent out the bag,
It's
man.
been crazy out here with these motherfucking
Yo.
pandemics and oh man,
Man,
what is it?
man,
The monkey monkey
The
pox.
monkey.
What the
not
fuck?
Even, what happened to the chicken? So they done went from the chicken to the rooster to they skipped all of
we
that.
doomed, man. It's all man. We can't get a break out here. It's all type of shit, man. I think it was 1 case in Mass, wasn't it? Now it's 12. Oh shit.
Man, maximum Massachusetts.
It's 12 now.
Oh, we gotta put our mask back on.
Dang,
we
man.
gotta put
Mask
put your
on.
mask on.
Mask on. You about to change the name.
Yo, put your mask. Yo, put your mask on.
I mean, just stay away from monkeys.
Yo.
Wrestling with monkeys.
Impossible.
Oh, they saying no, but you
Impossible.
wasn't they saying it was 3 ways to get it? It was through animals.
Through animals, and
Nah. I ain't gonna get into that because
a person that been with an animal. Yo, listen. Alright.
I mean, this could definitely be another topic for another day, but I just found it funny when you guys are talking about the mask. Like how people initially, when the whole pandemic hit, everybody want to walk around with a mask. One time, oh, we don't want to catch the COVID, we're afraid of catching COVID. But they'll meet somebody today and have unprotected sex with them tomorrow and possibly get HIV, and they're not concerned about that.
but they got their mask on.
But they got a mask on.
Like,
Like, it makes no sense.
It ain't a rubber mask. It's a
Yeah,
mask.
But I'm just saying
it's just
that
fashion now.
I'm just saying, just the mindset of people. Like, you rather walk around afraid of catching COVID, but you have an unprotected sex with strangers. Like,
Now,
what
how
kind of
many
sex
people
you
that
have?
have unprotected sex caught COVID though? Listen, yo,
Yeah,
that's another story for another night.
Drinking that
listen.
pink lady, nigga.
Listen. Sleeping with that pink lady after drinking that pink lady. Yo, as always, man, listen, man, the drink of the day, man, that's the covered question of the night, man.
Drink of the day, pink lady.
Yo, check us out, man, as always. Thanks for tuning in, man. Subscribe, like the channel, comment, man. And we'll see y'all the next time, man. Peace.